getting even, figured out how to move the spectrum display there without doing it the hard way. Well, that's great. Yeah, well, those are the things getting used to. Once you get used to it, you won't want to part with it. Anyway, all right, let's see. Any copy on him yet, Bill? WA9HIR, W2Z.
Yeah, I'm copying Don, and I don't know, but I mean, I have some real wicked K-Sugar Baker this morning. It's really weird, to have that. I see it on you also. You dropped in for your early last night, but you're 10 to 20 over last night. No preamps on the radio or anything else. So, you and I got a pipeline just now. The KI4CWM and I have seemed to have one most of the time. Maybe times he says, I'm the strongest signal he's been even hearing. So, I don't know how some of those guys down there in the southern group there have really big signals. And Leroy has a big signal when he has a big signal, but sometimes I can't hear him at all. The other day, yesterday, I wasn't hearing him at all. Yeah, it didn't exist here, but and the other day we were talking to him like he's in the room with me, so it's just so goofy. I mean, you never know where the ionization is going to take place or something. I don't know what's going on. And in addition to his half rhombic idea, that's a good antenna. I don't even know what the impedance is on a half rhombic, to be truthful with you. A doubles up, it would work really well, probably as well. Figure 8 directional. And the other one would work really good as a sturba curtain. I'd be able to sturba curtain for 2 meters there, Don, for whatever it's worth. If you're copying, go ahead, you can comment and then toss it back to net control there. Go ahead, Don.
Oh, Bill, I've been wanting to build a sturba curtain for a long time. And I'm kind of stuck on the half square, which I want to do. I want to do a 3-element half square for 10 meters and mess around with that one day. Or maybe even 6. But I would love to do a sturba curtain. Go ahead, Skip, KB2IBZ.
Yeah, well, it's definitely a project. I look at those antennas and dream, well, they could do a rhombic on, like you're saying, on one of the UHF bands as a prototype. See what you get out of it. But anyway, I know too much property and beyond my capability now. My ability. Probably not my capability, but it's beyond my ability. Anyway, they're talking about building rhombics there. KEHC, W2Z.
Another thing I don't like about this blue button used to program during
Mine. Kinds of hidden treasures, over.
Roger that.
All right. Very good. Well, I hope you're doing okay, and I'm glad Teresa's there with you. So, all right. Let's see. Big signal locally. Let me see if N2ILO is on.
I'm here, Dave. Good morning, everybody. It's 46 degrees and right now. Supposed to go up to about 57, but that's about it. Nothing else going on. So I'll just turn it back over to you, Dave, if you can hear me. This is N.
What the hell? We had a great time yesterday.
Yep, it was a good lunch. KE5, by yourself?
Now it takes 3 button pushes. Anyway, WA9HIR, W2Z.
Yeah, well, these software-driven radios are a little bit, for some soldiers, it gets a little bit complicated to operate. and you hit one button and you lose everything, you know. You have to be a little careful. If you got big fingers, keep away from them. My goodness gracious. But yeah, this radio here has still got the old icon button, so it's an old style radio, but it's still relatively new as far as other technology is concerned, and it is really simple to operate. Right now I've got the dial on lock, and I can bump that thing all I want. I bumped it the other day without the lock on, and I put it back on frequency and hit the lock button, and it stays locked. And you know, it's just, they operate differently from what you'd expect. Skip and Don, I built a 432, actually a 440 sturba curtain, and the meter sturba curtain is basically 39 inches on each end, and if you look at the diagrams or get a description, I had a half wing in the middle, on the top and the bottom, and then there's a quarter wave on each end, and you can feed it almost anywhere. You can feed it in the corners by breaking one of the corners open, or you can feed it at the feed line. And I played around and I developed looked for a hot spot on the line there, and I was able to feed ironically, I was for the 440 model, you know, and I don't know what I did that was different, but I was able to feed it right there at one of the phasing lines. And the rectangle, the top rectangle and the bottom rectangle are fed 180 degrees out of phase. And the phasing line, of course, is a half-wave piece of 450 ohm line, and it's fed in two different places that way to keep all in phase. And basically, the ends are just phasing lines, and so that's how that works. And it's a really interesting antenna. When you start building it for 40 meters, I mean, you need 66 feet or 64 feet or something in that area between the wires, and that requires a pretty good sized tower. You got a 110-foot tower, you can do it fine, and your antenna will still be up 70 feet off the ground, you know. But it's really tough, even if you got a real tall tree or a telephone pole or something. But Radio Israel at one time had a sturba up, and they were using a figure 8 pattern. They had a very strong signal in it. And of course, it was multiple wavelengths long. It was supported by an order wire, a piece of non-conductive cable supported that antenna to keep it halfway level. Otherwise, it would do something crazy when you start putting there are 3 or 4, 5 wavelengths on the side there. And but the Sony 440 one, I actually put just for the heck of it, because I was a little bit nuts, I fed it with a piece of a little jumper of RG58 cable, and then run into a good cable, and believe it or not, it was right at somewhere near 50 ohms, right there at the bottom of that 450 ohm line. The only issue was the phase showed on the lines, but it loaded and gave it to a friend of mine. He was using it in a basement apartment, and it's the only antenna I ever had there that worked consistently. You do about a half a dozen repeaters and hint touch on 440. So they, I don't know why it works there, but he was hanging it from the ceiling of the apartment. His basement apartment's about 5-8 miles from here. So there you go. There's W207WHR.
Yeah, that's pretty amazing. How high was the antenna outside, or was it inside? Over.
I'm sorry, what?
Yeah, how high was the guy in the basement apartment? Where did he have the antenna mounted?
He had it hanging from the ceiling of the apartment with a little hook that he screwed into the ceiling tiles, And I'll just tell you what, it didn't weigh anything. It had a couple of hooks, I think he had, and some string. So it was hanging about 3 inches off the ceiling in the basement apartment there, Glenn.
Yeah, that's amazing. Anyway, when something like that works, it's amazing. I always like fooling with the wire stuff. Go ahead, Donnie. KB2IBZ, W2Z.
Oh, I love messing around with wires. They're totally fun if you ask me. They're cheap, easy to make, and you can do all sorts of experimentation with them. Like this, Bill, I don't know, I think hopefully you're still copying me here. The antenna I'm running now is the inverted L, and I'm pretty much on ledge rock out here. So I have a fence that's about a half acre around the back end of the property here, and I chose to use that. So I have an elevated fence that's ground plane that's 4 feet off the ground, that goes from the ground 4 feet up with all the chain link. I bonded everything together. Was able to get a couple of grounds in here and there. Not very deep, but I did it anyway. And for me, this antenna has been worked pretty good. It's only 123 feet, the radiating element, but the ground plane's like a half an acre. Back over to you, Skip, and Bill, quick comment on that. Go ahead.
Yeah, okay. Go ahead, Bill.
Yeah. Inverted L's are interesting antennas. I had a friend that used to work on 160 just across town here, about 10 miles away, and man, he was strong as heck. He had an inverted L, but then he had it hanging on the neighbor's trees, which was really an industrial thing, and they wanted the trees down from away from the fence, and they cut the trees down, so it's inverted L had to go with them. But he had a tuning box on the bottom there, and right outside the window from the ham shack, and that was interesting. And so he had it ran across to a tower in the backyard, and up about maybe 20 feet is all it was, and it did work. So I don't know, but he sure did have.
I don't know. I'll text you. I didn't get my marching orders yet for the weekend, but we'll find a slot somewhere, John. Over.
Okay, sounds good. I'll look forward to the text there. And I don't know, not much going on, and don't even want to think about the arthritis, my ankles, and my wrists. Too many years doing martial arts. The weather definitely acts up on me too, Dave.
Oh yeah, these people that go to the gym and work out, they all hurt, It's the abuse they give their bodies. So, all right, John. Yeah, I'll let you know as soon as I know. You'll know. So, all right, where are we going? KC1ETY. How about K1FRC? W1RPG. Todd, I know you're there lurking. K1TOD.
Good morning, Dave. Good morning, everybody. K1TOD. Yeah, you guys were really strong in here earlier, but now it's starting to shorten up a little bit. And I couldn't hear Steve, his first transmission there. We're less than 30 miles apart. But the last time he came on, it's real strong. I don't know who else, if everybody else was coming in over the air or if some of them were coming through his remote. I'm not sure. But anyway, everybody's sounding good. Back to you.
All right. Yeah, your signal backed off a little, but still in there 100%. No worries. So good to hear you this morning. All right. I think that's the bottom of the list. Anybody else? Who did I miss? All right. That was easy. Let's go back to the top. Let me see if Phil has found his way to the radio yet. KB9 Lima Papa, Wisconsin. Did anybody hear Roy transmitting NDJ?
Right up here, Dave.
Yeah. All right, maybe he's out mobiling somewhere. How about KC3 TBI Pennsylvania mobile? You're up, Joel. W4TN.
K1W4TN. I just saw Bring Your Money leads on the remote, so you might want to give him a call. And I was looking at the weather map, and just north of Chattanooga, there was a wind gust of 59 knots. 59 knots, man, that's a lot of wind. So, must be going to be windy today. Dave, we appreciate you calling the net and appreciate all the stations checking in today, and hope everybody has a good, safe Saturday weekend, and we will see you fellas on Monday morning. So, with that, I'll say 7 threes, and listen out. K1W in Shelton, W410 Dalton.
All right, Joel, very good. And have a good day. I had Calvin, and put a good word for us in tomorrow when you're at church. And we'll look for you Monday morning. Borden, one more from North Carolina, K7DXF. K7DXF. All right, he's probably upstairs. All right, Daryl, good luck this weekend. I hope you fill in a few holes there. KO4S6H.
K1WKO4S6H. Well, fingers crossed, Dave.
Oh, listen, you're a professional at this. I'm sure you're going to find a few new ones, over.
Yeah, let's hope so. I've got a Christmas dinner to go to this evening, so our local club is having a Christmas dinner, over.
Oh, okay. All right, very good. Felice and I went out last night. It was dark. We went to grab a bite to eat, and I can't believe how many people have Christmas trees up already inside the houses. You know, you can see inside the house when you're driving through the neighborhoods. There's a lot of people in the Christmas spirit, man. I'm not there yet, over.
Yeah, we noticed when we went to Walmart right after Halloween, they already had the Christmas stuff out, over.
Oh, yeah, yep. All right, Daryl, good luck today, and we'll catch you tomorrow morning.
Okay, Dave, you and everybody on the house under that, have a good day. K1WKO4S6H clear.
All right, good copy out of North Carolina. K1QR, are you up? How about KC4KNN, Rick? All right. No Gary this morning, THM. WD0, bring your money. Good morning, Lee.
Good morning, Dave, and sorry you're a little bit late. Hanging around here and not paying attention. So anyway, good morning to you and all here. And we're just, as usual here lately, it's nothing really fancy about the weather or anything here. So we're just plugging along here and enjoying the ride, so to speak. So anyway, thanks for picking me up. Appreciate it very much. And have a good day and all that kind of stuff. And I got some chores to get into here today, and then this weekend we heading up to pick the missus up to the hospital to get a new cast put on the old foot. So got a busy weekend coming for sure. So thanks a lot. Have a good day, and thanks for picking me up. 780BYM. Don't forget to bring that money.
All right, bring your money is right. All right, Lee. You have a good Saturday, and thanks for checking in from your corner of Florida this morning. And Steve's remote is working well. So, all right, let's go back out to. Let me see if K4MGE is in, Rick. All right, Doc. What kind of trouble are you getting in today out there in Michigan? K8DO with WD8RIM in the co-pilot seat. Go ahead.
K1W in the group from KTO. Well, since she's listening, I'm not getting into any trouble. I'm behaving myself. And just chipping away at various things, various projects. We got to run to Lowe's today and bring home a steel storage cabinet I ordered. It came in on Tuesday, but I keep forgetting it each day, so I better go get it before they decide it's surplus. And one of them takes it home for himself. Other than that, not a lot going on. But on the front of QRZ, there is a Canadian Basic Ham Radio Question Bank online. That's a little article worth looking at. They got a video there. I haven't watched it. But there are 971 questions in the Canadian Basic Ham License Question Bank. So apparently these guys have put it up, and they've got flip charts and everything else for Canadian amateurs to study for it. Everybody have a good day. Behave yourselves. KA1W in the group. KDO.
All right, Doc, I'm looking at that. Canadian Basic Ham Radio Question Bank online tool. So, very good. Doc, how'd you make out with your camera?
Well, they sent me another one. It seems to be working. Quite happy with it at this point, Dave.
Oh, okay. No, the other one never showed up. It just evaporated, huh?
I'm not sure how that worked out, but they finally delivered one. It was a trial and tribulation.
All right. Well, I'm glad you in the end the end result was positive. So, good morning, Charlotte. You guys have a good day out there in Michigan. So, Gaines, did you stick around N8FSD? CGA, you in yet?
Yep, I'm here, Dave. K1W, W8CGA. Good morning. I got 50 degrees. It's not supposed to rain anymore today. Yesterday, I went to the Habitat store over here and picked up a really nice early American console table. I mean, I was expecting it to have a $100 price tag on it, and it was $25. And I mean, it is just gorgeous. I can't believe it, but it'll fit my new TV. So I did that yesterday, and then I think now that I took the old one out, I've got records and books stacked all over the place because it's just that there's nothing under it. So I'm gonna build a bookcase, and then I thought, you know what, I'll go back up there and see if they got one. Because, for $25, that's cheaper than I could buy the lumber for. Over.
Yeah, not kidding. Those Habitat for Humanity, those are, I mean, you never know what you're going to find in there, Mike.
Yeah, they had that, and I picked up a couple extra first aid kits to still have around, because they were $5 a piece, and they were like, 150-piece kit, so I was like, wow, these are $40 at CVS, so I picked them up there. Anyway, probably if there's any, the Tylenol or whatever that's in them probably gone, but the other stuff is fine. Anyway, everybody have a good weekend, hopefully, and stay warm, and we'll see you. WACGA.
All right, Mike. Yeah, last time Felice and I were in the Habitat store, we picked up a nice set of Pyrex bowls. Man, they're just they're cheap too, real cheap. So, hi, have a good Saturday. We'll catch up with you whenever. So, KD8PSB, Dave. NKI, Mark. All right. Well, where are we going to go from here? We're going to go back to Georgia. W4UCK.
Well, that's me, and I'll talk to you, Dave. It looks like everything is still operating nominally. I'm trying to back away from the microphone a little bit. Maybe that'll improve the audio quality. It's still 58.8 degrees, not much in the way of temperature change. Still watching the thunderstorms in northern Alabama inexorably east. And I guess I'm going to hop in the shower and get myself dressed and ready to face whatever the day may bring. Everybody have a good day. Thanks for calling the net, Dave. Thank you for calling me. 73 to all. W4UCK, Stanley Rapids.
All right, Jim. Enjoy your Saturday, and the 940 sounds fine. So it's just different for what from the other rigs. But like I said, there's no audio adjustment out there. But it's good. What microphone is that, Jim?
This is an MC60.
Okay. All right. Very good. Alrighty, enjoy your Saturday, and we'll look for you maybe tomorrow or Monday. All right, Dennis was in and out. No Henry today. Let's pick up the locals here, and then we'll wrap this up. WA2ILY.
Yeah, good morning again, Dave, and everybody aboard. Looks like it's going to be a nice day this afternoon. Maybe get a chance to get out and do a few things. I believe the daughter's coming back over again. You know, I left them both unsupervised yesterday, packing bags for the garbage. But I'm getting a feeling that I might have to go back through those bags to see exactly what they threw away. Some of them were pretty heavy. You know, their idea of garbage could be a little different from mine, so we'll see what happens. Anyway, everybody have a great day, and we'll catch you tomorrow. W8-ILY. Perhaps tonight on 5-8, Dave. Over.
Okay, yeah, I'll try to get on tonight. What? Who did that, Teresa and your granddaughter?
Yeah, affirmative.
You never know. Right, you better go through those bags, Bill.
Roger, roger.
Okay. All right, yeah, maybe if we get on tonight, we'll yak a little bit. AG1YK.
This is AG1YK, and Don, yes, I'm running barefoot. I've been leaving the amplifier off since I had that problem with the RF getting into the audio. And I've had other problems with the RF getting into other things around the house, so I'm thinking about, I've been out hunting, scouting the trees in the backyard and trying to move the antenna farther away from the house. But as of this point, I haven't been able to get out there to do that. So anyway, that's what it is. I figure I'm going to be sitting on the 100-watt level for a while. So anyway, I want to say good day to everybody, and I hope everybody has a good weekend. This is AG1YK, back to net.
All right, Steve, you're tapping out at S9, so no worries on the barefoot. And yeah, good luck. It could be a challenge, you know, trying to figure out where that RF is sneaking in. So good luck with that. N2YLO.
Good morning, everybody. Wish everybody have a great weekend, and hopefully everything is well. Not much going on, probably doing some POTA hunting. I like doing the CW, so I've been doing a lot of that. Just trying to get my speed up on that CW there a little bit. So, but I enjoy it. So that's about it. Everybody have a great weekend, and back to you, Dave. This is N2YLO.
Sounded good, Steve.
All right, Steve, very good. I remember when I saw you in Sussex Hamfest in Jersey, you were hunting for I think you were looking for a straight key, right? You're like a J38 or something?
Yeah, QSL, and I went crazy. I put the Bengali, the Spark, and I also have the Iambic, the Chrome Vibraprex. I've been going on the paddle now.
Oh, okay. All right, very good. Well, listen, as long as you're out there pounding brass, so it's important to keep that mode alive. Have a good day, Steve. Good to hear you. And you're in Staten Island this morning, right? You're not Jersey, right?
QSL, yeah, still Staten Island.
All right. Enjoy the day. KA1A. K1RMA.
Oh. I've been through exactly that, so we know what it's like, what you're up against, and our thoughts and prayers are with you. Bob, I'm going to go ahead.
After they did the laser, the eye kind of got red.
Operation Girard, Pennsylvania, 20 miles west. High today will be 49 degrees. Winds from the southwest at 7 miles per hour with a gust of 15 miles per hour. Gives us a wind chill of 44 degrees.
For something, what are you using, those little microprocessors?
That I cut the gosh darn coax. But anyway, there's nothing. That's not new here. Good golly. That's what happens when you got them laying down on the ground. But anyway, Dave, certainly thank you very much for running the net and picking up all the stations and so forth. And hopefully we'll talk to you in the morning or even this evening if you get on.
I'll say good morning to all, and I hope everyone has a good day. Right now, the weather here, of course, looks quite gloomy and such, but that's indoor work to be done. This is K1RMA, Woodbury, Connecticut. Back over to Net Control.
All right, they're done. Yeah, good day for inside projects. I'm trying to get this end connector on the LMR 600 cable, and boy, it's giving me a fit here, so we're gonna mess around with that today a little bit. All right, I think we got rain coming back in tonight, Don.
Oh, that's not good.
Better than snow, I guess. All right, have a good day. Uncle Joe, are you up, NM10? All right, John,
yeah,
K1 FBI, one more.
Okay, very good. K1 FBI. Hey, that MC60 microphone. I don't know if you remember when I used to slide the empty roll from the sleeve from the toilet paper over it, and it made the mic sound a lot better.
Oh, that's an old trick, I remember. Yeah, very good.
Oh, man. Oh, well, not much else going on, Dave. Everyone have a good day, and it was good to hear everyone on the net this morning at K1 FBI 73.
All right, John. Sounds like I'll shoot you a text as soon as I figure out what's going on here today. All right. No ETY, no FRC, RPG in South Carolina, and N1ARO in Maine. All right, Todd, bringing up the rear here. K1 TOD.
Okay, Dave. Yeah, the band's shortened up a lot. I'm not talking in here as good as I was earlier. Hope everybody has a good day. 7-3.
You too. Enjoy your Saturday down there. All righty, fellas. Anybody have anything else for the Al Williams Memorial Net?
NM10.
Hey, Joe. Good morning.
Morning, everybody. Yeah, finally got my sorry butt out of bed. Anyway, I'm only running 100 watts here. Didn't have time to fire up the linear. But I want to say good morning to everybody. And the only person I've heard so far is the guy in Bethel. And I mean, not Bethel, but Bethany. And the
up against the house. They were not in the street. So I'm assuming he's visiting with his family, either his daughter or his son. I think his son lives down south and his daughter lives up in Maine by you guys. So, in answer to the question, I do not...
Going into here is an AM net. Let me just look back in my personal log and see if we've worked with Lake, New Hampshire, which is in the central part of New Hampshire. And what is your name and where are you located? Alpha Golf 8 Delta. This is WA1 Queen Item X-ray. This is the Lonely Guys net prenet. So just give me a short transmission there, and then I need it back. Go ahead.
Roger, the name here is Dominic, Delta Oscar Mike, India November, India Charlie, and QTH about 23 miles west of Boston, town called Littleton. Over.
Oh, sure. Very good, Dominic. I am quite familiar with Littleton. I lived in that area for almost 40 years before retiring and moving up here to Mirror Lake. In fact, I used to work in that building at the corner of Route 110 and Route 119 there when it was owned by Digital Equipment Corporation, Networks and Communications. I was a development engineer there. So very good, Dominic. How long have you lived in Littleton? Oh, well, that's not that complete. They get a lot of transplants in that area because of, you know, the high-tech companies in the area and all that stuff. Well, very good. Very good, Dominic. Well, this is the Lonely Guys prenet. So that's what we've got going here. The Lonely Guys is a net that's been going on since the year 2000. So if you wish to participate in the Lonely Guys, I will check you in. Would you like to do that?
Well, the pre-net simply is the pre-net. It's before the net. Let me just get you in my logbook. AJ8D. Come on, stop that. Littleton Ma. So the Lonely Guys just briefly started in the year 2000 by my friend Peter W1ZZZ, who has passed on. But it was because it was a beautiful day, as I recall, and there were a bunch of people, rather than, being outside, enjoying the nice day or whatever, were in their basements talking to each other on ham radio. And so Peter said, boy, we must be a bunch of lonely guys, and that's how it started. Anywho, I'm going to have to take the Lonely Guys pre-net. Dominic, I'd like to talk to you again sometime. We get on this frequency on AM quite a lot, so you'll find me here. But I'm gonna get the Lonely Guys list from the pre-net manager this morning, who is Joe N1VIB. So N1VIB, WA1QIX, please give me the list. Not super fast, but I can take it at a reasonable speed.
Okay, Steve, very good. WA1QIX, I'm keeping closing in on it here. I'll go through, and then if you have clarifications, I've got yourself, of course, WA1QIX, myself, N1VIB, and then I've got N1GIC, KW1KW, NE1S, N1TZU, WX10, N2YKX.
Yep, I copy so far, and you can go a bit faster because I don't actually write these down. I type. So yep, beautiful. Thank you.
Okay. Next is KK1RZ, KC2CKO, KC2FXE, W1EKG, W2, K1QAR, N3RIK, Yankee, Quebec, W1FEA, W1TRH Mobile, but I'm not sure if he was actually staying. And then we had AG8D, but I'm not sure if he's actually staying. And that's the list I have, Steve.
Okay, very good. I missed one because they're not in the list. It was something ending in FJ.
Yeah, I believe that would be W2, WFJ, W2, Whiskey Fox.
Yeah, let me just see if he's here. W2 WFJ, this is WA1 Queen Item X-Ray. Are you here? Nope, no sign of that station. Okay, so that's what we've got. Thank you very much, Joe. So if your name, well, let me start the net. Calling the lonely guys. And Joe, thank you very much for the great job on the pre-net. Really good. The Lonely Guys Amplitude Modulation Network meets every Saturday morning at 8 a.m. local Eastern Time, except during the summertime when we do take a sabbatical for outdoor activities and bad band conditions combined. So we typically knock off in June, mid-June or something like that, and we pick it up in September, sometime after Labor Day. So that's sort of the schedule of the net. Joining the net is easy. All you've got to do is check into the net, indicate to the net control station that you'd like to become a permanent member of the Lonely Guys, and we will assign you a permanent, forever Lonely Guys number, of which we have more than 500 people at this time. So the net is very popular. The purpose of the net is fun, fellowship, support, and help, and we do all those things very, very well. And it's because of participation from all the people who check in here that make it the great net that it is. The net has a topic each week, and this week, well, we're coming into sort of what I call in the shut-in season. My least favorite season of the year, personally. I do not like it dark, I don't like it cold, and I don't like it slippery and dangerous. So those are good reasons not to like the upcoming season. However, we have to keep our I know we got to keep ourselves going and in shape and so on and so forth. But it's not specifically about winter, but it's about sports and athletic activities that people do, and they change drastically in the wintertime. In the summertime, you can play outside, you can go bike riding, you can play tennis, whatever, you can go running. There's a lot of things you can do outside, and in the wintertime, you can't do any of that stuff. So the question is, are you involved in any sort of sports or athletic activities at all? Anything. Tennis, bike riding, ping pong, even golf. I don't know, is golf really a sport? I'm not sure that counts. We need Peter N1PS to come in here and tell us whether golf is really a sport. So do you participate in any kind of athletic activities? And is it different in the summer versus the winter, or do you play something or do something that can keep going throughout the year? So that's the question. It's even if you're not doing it now, did you ever do it? I mean, I know a lot of people, they were on like a baseball team when they were a kid or something like that. They're not doing it now, but they did. So that's the question. We've never had a question like this before, so it's going to be interesting. So before we officially get going with the net, I would like to again thank Joe and N1VIV for pinch hitting with the pre-net. AJ1G is not available this morning. He's doing some kind of, I don't know what, some kind of 160-meter CW something over at on the shoreline there. So that's what he texted me. So that's what I got out of that. So let's see if we have further check-ins for the Lonely Guys, and then we will start right in with the net. So do we have further check-ins for the Lonely Guys? This is WA1 Queen Item X-Ray.
November 1, Whiskey Radio.
Okay, well that was a bit of a double, but I got KB1 Munchy Crunchy Vegetables out of that. Good morning, Jim. Were there other stations checking in?
November 1, Whiskey Radio November.
I got a question, Steve.
Okay, stand by a moment. We'll get the check-ins done, and then Scott will pick up your question. All right, we got N1WRN. Good morning, Doug. Good signal. And KA2DZT. Got you there, Fred. Were there further stations checking into the Lonely Guys? I don't hear anybody else. Scott?
Okay, Steve, on Saturdays I generally head off to the shelter in the morning, and that's why I'll check in, and then when you go to call me, I'm not there. I usually leave 9 to 9:30, so it would have, if I was going to be regular on the net here, I'd have to somehow float up the net, and I guess I'm not early enough to get at the top of that list. So that's what the question was. Anything you can do? I don't want to push anybody out of the way.
Oh, you'll definitely be called in well ahead of 9:30, probably even before 9 there, Scott. So you are good to go. Is that good?
Okey-doke. I'm going to try to hang in there. I got stretches and things to do, but I'm going to run this thing off on my iPad. You've never heard that before, so you can give me a signal report.
Okay, but yeah, you got plenty of time. You'll be called in plenty of time there. Your signal is good. I have line noise this morning. I don't understand where it's coming from. I've never had line noise here ever, but I can hear everybody. But it's just annoying in the background. Usually have a nice quiet background. But yeah, Scott, you're definitely good to go. we'll be grabbing you probably in, half an hour, 45 minutes, something like that. So you're just fine. All right, well, let's get right to it. So again, the question is, are you involved in any kind of athletics or sports or anything like that now or in the past? And how does that change in the winter season as opposed to the summer? You do a different activity? Do you continue the same one? Or you just not do anything? So that's the question. And there was this old TV commercial way back in the 1960s. I still remember it. And that's what it was about. The commercial was actually, and I remember how it began. This guy had one of those little TV sets that came out in the late 60s. Those portable solid-state TV sets, and he's lying on his back with a big stomach, and he's got a TV on his stomach. And it says, "Did you put on weight over the winter?" and blah blah blah. It was really a funny commercial. I just remember that very, very well. So let's get right to it here. And since Joe did the pre-net, I'm going to call Joe in here first, and then we'll grab Chet after that, N1GIC and KE1MI, and then Brutus. So N1VIV. Thanks again for the pre-net work. WA1QIX.
Yeah, very good, Steve. WA1QIX and the Lonely Guys. This is N1VIV. Well, no trouble. Happy to jump in, and good to hear everybody on here this morning. So, yeah, interesting topic. I have never been trending toward, organized athletic activity, and then I wax and wane on. My wife and I do have a treadmill and an elliptical in this large family room upstairs. That's right there and available, and I have kind of waxed and waned on how much time. There were times, one of the things I'm struggling with in the past couple of years is managing type 2 diabetes, and there's no question that just focused, regular, rigorous exercise helps in the management of all that, just big time. But I have kind of waxed and waned on it, and I've been off it for a little bit the past couple of months, and I really should get back on it. Even 20 minutes a night makes a huge difference. And so haven't really done much in the way of organized stuff. I certainly, like in the summertime, there were periods of time where I really like to go to the beach and body surf and boogie board, and that can be a pretty good workout most of the time. And I certainly do enjoy getting out and doing hiking, and more recently in the past couple of years got out in the woods to do some hunting. So it kind of reminds me, I don't know that this qualifies, but in the very recent past, in the last couple of weeks, I had some luck deer hunting out here in Connecticut, and I'll tell you, I had to almost slow down and be careful that I wasn't going to induce some dangerous physical condition, so to speak. You think about the exertion that you go through shoveling snow and the dangers of that. You got to be kind of careful. I'm a medium build person, so I'm not at high risk of those types of things. But boy, navigating, taking a deer out of the woods is really overwhelmingly exertion. That is pretty amazing. So I burned some calories that day, but then that's not something you're doing on a daily basis, so I don't think it really qualifies, but it did for that day. And so I'm actually going to be getting out and doing some hiking and some scouting in the woods tomorrow probably, and try to get out there when I can. So, and I have enjoyed just sometimes just running around, playing some basketball out in the driveway and things like that, but nothing terribly organized. So I don't know that qualifies for the topic, but that's where I stand. I never stop moving. It feels like very rarely. I don't sit around too often, maybe for an hour or so in the evening, and otherwise I am moving and doing all the time. So I think life is my best exercise, I guess, because I'm always trying to get something done that has me standing up, walking, moving around, climbing ladders, doing this and that. So gotta stay busy and keep things moving down the track, so to speak. So there it is. Thanks, Steve, and appreciate getting in here this morning. So WA1QIX and the Lonely Guys. This is N1VIV.
Yeah, N1VIV, WA1QIX, and the Lonely Guys. Very good, Joe. Well, it sounds like you keep pretty reasonably busy there. And yeah, very good on the deer. I can imagine trying to haul a deer that weighs more than you do out of the woods is a bit of a physical challenge. And unfortunately, you didn't hurt yourself, because a lot of people do. They're not used to that exertion, and then you pull really hard, and whoops, something's not right. Anyway, thanks very much for the great job on the pre-net, and we'll be talking to you later, or probably tomorrow, or maybe later today. All right, let's see, right over to Chet there, and then Greg, K1MI, and then Brutus, and then actually Scott MYQ is up next. So N1GIC, go ahead.
Hello, Lonely Guy Netters. It's a pleasure to say good morning to you all. We wish you happy holidays and the best of days. May they all get better from here on out. That's my gift to you guys. I'm wishing for it anyway. Good idea. Alrighty. No exercise, no physical routines, no sports. I did play baseball in the Little League when I was younger. I always used to play football with the neighborhoods. So, and I was hiking a lot in the woods. I used to be gone for pretty close to almost a day. Walk down there and then hike around the woods and then hike back home. And that was a few miles. I did that fairly frequently. So it was fun. That's about it. Getting ready, or I actually have, but not very disciplined yet. Just a exercise routine. And that's it. I'm going to cut it here. I know it's a long list. It's probably going to get longer. So I'll keep it short. No big movements here. Although I used to be very active. I'd be underneath the car, pulling out transmissions, changing clutches, and all that kind of stuff, doing valve job, swapping engines, all kinds of fun. However, Deborah's gone. Like Steve said, when you're not used to it, and you find out in the most undesirable way, ouch. And sometimes it's delayed by a day. A 24-hour delay, ouch. All right, back to one fine net controller. Thank you, N1VID, for doing the pre-net. And thank you, everyone, for being here. Y'all have a fantastic day, and again, happy holidays to all. N1GIC back to WA1QIX.
Steve, can I pop in 1 second?
Absolutely.
I'm so sorry. I don't mean to interrupt the net. This is N1VIV. I meant to comment during my transmission, and I forgot to, that there was that station Whiskey 2, Whiskey Foxtrot Juliet, W2WFJ. I know that I had him checked in because I messed up his call and had to fix it, and kind of scribbled over what I had here. So I know he didn't come back when you had called for him, but I wonder if maybe he was just away from the switch, so to speak. So I just wanted to just offer that I think he was in there. Now I don't know if he's staying, but I thought I would just mention it. I'd hate to pass over somebody. Sorry for the interruption. N1VIV.
All right, I'll check and see if he's there. W2 WFJ. This is WA1QIX. Are you there? Okay, I heard AJ1G Mobile in there, but probably heading home. And let's see, 1G, gotcha, and N1PS. I was making fun of you there because the question is about you participate in any sports or anything like that, and I said such as tennis and blah blah blah, golf. And I said, wait a minute, golf? Is golf really a sport? I don't know if it is. I have to ask Peter. I was being a tease, but it's about more than just that. Anyway, very good, Chet. I didn't know you used to play baseball when you were a kid. Very good. And thanks for getting in here and being part of the net. And we'll look for you next week, or if not before that. All right, let's see. Right over to Greg there, and then Brutus, and then Scott MYQ, and then Larry NE1S. So KE1MI. Your comments for the net, WA1 Queen Item X-ray. Okay, K1MI, WA1QIX, and all guys. Yeah, I mean, your signal strength is reasonable, but the audio is extremely low there, Greg. Extremely low audio, so that makes it a little bit difficult to hear. Just figured I'd let you know about that. And thanks very much for getting in here and being part of the net. And we'll definitely look for you next week. All right, let's see. Right over to KW1. KW1KW, go ahead. It's WA1 Queen Item X-ray.
Okay, thank you, Steve. KW1KW, Granville, New York. Is my handle. And I hope my audio carry and audio is adequate. I'm gonna ask for a signal report, Steve. Over.
Yep, it's perfectly fine.
Okay, that's good to hear. For a change. I'm not getting any of that feedback that I was getting early this morning. I don't know why it changes, but it does. And it changes for the better. Boy, what will I be doing this winter that I would ordinarily be doing during the summer? Well, that one activity called golf, right up there at the top, and meeting, what is it, 23, okay, meeting one, yeah, I turned 81, okay, and I'm not in the best of shape. I could be if I did more walking, and even also probably not that conducive to watching in the winter. But, and when I play golf, I tend to use a motorized vehicle and hold a golf cart. And so there's not a heck of a lot of exercise going on, but a little bit. But in the wintertime, it drops to zero. Probably the only thing I could do is go to Queensbury, New York there, and they have a virtual reality setup in one of the sporting goods stores there. And I think you can go in there and pay a few bucks and it'd be like on a driving range, I guess, basically. I think it's even set up where you can actually play around the golf. You can pick a golf course and a set of tees and, hit the ball off and then it goes to wherever the ball landed and continue on from there. Virtual reality. I think I would probably just use the driving range version and just practice, mainly just swinging and keeping my body tuned a little bit to the golf swing. But now, in my past, I played a lot of sports, high school and some intramural college. Basketball and baseball probably the most, a little bit of football. But when I got it, after I joined the Navy right out of high school, other than some intramural stuff in college, I really didn't play much sports after that. I used to like to hike when I was out west. I did a lot of hiking and mountain climbing. I even climbed some of the highest peaks in the contiguous United States. In my 30s. That's about a half century ago. Hard to believe. Alrighty, gonna pass it back up to you, Steve, and I'll be staying here and listening to all the upcoming interesting comments as well as the ones that I've already listened to. It's great net. Love it. So back to QIX, the best voice, the best hand signal in New England. This is KW1KW.
Yeah, KW1KW, WA1 Queen Item Extra. Very good, Brutus. Yeah, interesting on all the climbing the high mountains and all that. That's very, very cool. Very, very cool. Yeah, it's good stuff. Anyway, thanks for being part of the net, and we'll look for you next week. All right, let's go right over to Scott there, and then Larry, NE1S, and then Bob, TZU. So WA1MYQ. Go ahead there, Scott.
WA1QRX. This is WA1MYQ. How's the signal, and especially how's the audio quality for you guys?
Well, the audio quality is quite reasonable. I can hear you no problem. The signal strength is not strong, but I think we might have bad band conditions.
I'm having a little bit of struggle here also with some of the business. I'm on the iPad. I'm using the iPad to control the flex radio down in the basement while I do my stretches and stuff. As you were talking about, keeping in shape basically in the winter time. That's how I do it every day. I'm down here stretching for 15 minutes to a half an hour and doing some calisthenics. I also have a bike to ride down here. I have a gym I go to, and that's probably the biggest extent of my exercise. I go for walks that go for 45 minutes to an hour also, so that's what I do. Anyway, found out just this week about a new shelter called Yardstick. I think they're going to make quite a trend in the animal welfare community around this neck of the woods. They are transporting 30 to 40 cats a week up here, and they're finding homes for them almost as quickly. And their places, they have two venues right here in Manchester on the woods. They have big rooms. I'm sorry, not big rooms, but they have rooms that you can step into and sit down on a little bench with your cat. And that's very important if you know cats. They don't move from room to room easily. They don't like change. So, you know, and doing it in a cage is not as fun. It's better when you can kind of step into the cage or into the environment with the cat. Just like to do that. And they did that at both their venues. One small at New Hampshire, which is opened up, and the other was on the west side of town. Very impressed with their website, their setup. They obviously have got some money behind them, so they're doing some good fundraising. And guess where they're out of? They're out of Florida. They are out of Florida. Palm Beach, I think it is. But, yeah, that was kind of a new find there. So we'll see what happens with that as time goes on. What else? I'm still studying hand stuff here. I go on and listen to CW. I'm trying to get some copies in my head better and better. And I'm also studying the pool questions. I don't need to. I'm an extra, but I want to feel like I'm worth my, my license. So I'm about halfway through. I went through the ones which were the easiest for the technician. I'm now on the next one. I think that's general, but I'm about halfway through that, which means I'm about halfway through everything. So I'm going to complete those and go through the extras as well. Right now, I've hit a rough patch, which is really tough for me. I'm trying to figure out peak envelope power and RMS and peak to peak and all these different derivations and the formulas that are getting thrown around and VV. And I'm just trying to get that all in my head. I know I can eventually understand it, but it's a struggle. So I've been chipping away little each night. Sometimes it puts me to sleep. So I'm in my spare time with fun. I'm playing trivia games and getting better and better at it. That's kind of what's been keeping me busy here of late. I've got to get those wheels. I've got to fix the wheel. But I bought a new set. Lots of stuff to keep busy with, that's for sure. I'll get back to you and get back to my schedule here. But the audio sound is usable. You're listening to it on K3 FEF. So I thought, let's give it a try. It's working reasonably these days. I bought a truck. I don't know if you know what a truck is, but it's really small, they're so powerful.
Okay, very fine there, Scott. WA1MYQ, WA1QIX, and all guys, and very interesting on the cat facility there. That's rather cool, really. Very, very interesting. You go into a room, which is probably the best way to do it. Anyway, good to hear you, Scott, and yes, keep up with the stretches and all that stuff, and we'll look for you next week. All right, let's see if we have further check-ins for the Lonely Guys, and then we'll continue. This is WA1QIX. No, nothing heard here. So let's see, right over to Larry, and then Bob, and then Bruce, WX10, NE1S. I know you and Elaine you guys are pretty active over there. Have to see if you want to play some pickleball sometime. You guys are both pretty athletic. NE1S and the Lonely Guys, WA1QIX.
You know what? I would say it didn't. Designed, I think, to look cool more than it is to sound cool. But it did look cool. I'll admit that. The old space age style.
Yeah, that probably belonged to George Jetson.
What'd you work on, John?
I repaired this electro home space age style stereo. It's a turntable with an AM/FM radio, pedal still stand, and it has these little speakers that look like spheres. It's kind of cool. It's very unique. It was made in Canada, and it's very unique, and it was made by a company called Electro Home. And this particular one was made in 1970, so you could understand, people had just landed on the moon the year before. The space age sediment was in the air. Everybody was, so proud and so excited. So companies started putting that space age, even earlier than that, but they started putting that space age design into a lot of home furnishings.
You're running the 862 Bubble Dome stereo receiver.
The Bubble Dome.
No, I just found it here. It's pretty cool. Yeah, it's very, very cool. I'm looking at replacement units. Very, very nice, John. But you said the sound's not great?
Okay, the one is it's called a Circa 701. That's the model number. A Circa, like Circa 1970. Circa 701, I believe, was the model number.
Now, Doug, you got to admit, you'd have one of them just sitting there to look cool.
Oh yeah, absolutely, absolutely. I'm thinking of getting myself, even though I don't friggin' need it, a nice stereo receiver. Plug all the speakers in through it, but I've got them all plugged into the X-Air. It's doing the same damn thing.
Yeah, you got monitor speakers and everything, so you're good to go there.
Yeah, I got the monitors. I got that subwoofer we spoke about, the PreSonus that connects right to the system. Yeah, it's sounding good.
If you the other day posted the Radio Shack catalogs, Doug, and boy, I tell you, that brings back memories. Some of the stereo equipment in there, good. What was the? I forget how it was worded, but the good and the best and that, and I remember looking through them and just my mouth was just watering, wishing I could afford some of the really cool stereo equipment. And I finally did get I think it was the medium grade one with tall speakers. They were 3-foot tall speakers, and man, I'll tell you, I put a record on and had the living room just a rocking and booming and that. So those were the days when Radio Shack had some really cool stuff. Hey DJ.
Yes, sir.
Are you familiar with the company called Electro Home?
It sounds familiar.
Yeah, it's a Canadian company. They were kind of like an RCA of Canada, sort of. They made a lot of electronics for consumers, and they also did do some military electronics for the Canadian government. But they're an old company. But there was a time when, they used to make all these cool, like funky pieces of home audio and furnishings like that. Electro Home.
Well, I just have their website up right now. They got record players, speakers, old turntable record players.
So they're still in business?
It says, we've been a part of your home since 1907, backed by 100 years of manufacturing high-fidelity audio products. Electro Home record players and music systems have been bringing people together to celebrate music since 1907.
Wow, so they're still in business.
Looks that way. I'll put the link on Signal here.
Yeah, now they're still in business, but they're, of course, you know, the old regime of people have long gone. It's, you know, it's definitely a new cast of characters today. But yeah, the company still exists with the name, and it's like you said there, it's 1907. That's a long time ago. But history, and also it's interesting too because it's Canadian.
Hey.
Yeah, but John,
Yeah.
do they have a mascot named Nipper?
They do not. I don't even know what their mascot is, if they even have one. But yeah, RCA had the Little Nipper, or Nipper.
Yeah, I was fascinated when you mentioned that to me. That's some good knowledge, good information.
He said Nipper.
Well, tell him the story about the RCA dog.
Well, that dog was supposedly David Sarnoff's, the president of RCA, and he used to nip. You know, he used to bite at occasionally at people's ankles, and he would also sometimes bite on the furniture and things. And I guess that's how he got the name, the Nipper.
And John, you're 20 over now. I think the band's shortening up a little bit.
And the speaker, the horn coming out of the RCA record player.
That's right.
Look at the price of that speaker, guy.
It was a Little Rascals dog. A Little Rascals dog.
That's Canadian. That's a pretty good price.
What is that?
McKinney 2.0 stereo-powered bookshelf speaker with built-in amplifier, 4-inch drivers, Bluetooth, 5 RCA auxiliary. It's teak 109 Canadian, regular 137. So that's Canadian. So take 30% off that for American. Driver size 1-inch tweeter, 4-inch driver. You can get different sizes. Looks like.
That's the Electro Home company?
Yes, sir.
Oh, okay. Wow.
Even got a 2-inch port.
And 4QNT.
And 4FUX.
KC2QMA.
KC2UK.
That's a good looking speaker for that price. It kind of mimics a KRK, but with a wood cabinet, or a simulated wood cabinet. But still, it looks good.
Now,
Montrose wireless record player stereo system. Imagine that, wireless, holy mackerel, with 4-inch McKinney Bluetooth powered bookshelf speakers, 241 Canadian, a regular 303 Canadian. Yeah, that's a pretty good deal.
Yeah, I wouldn't expect amazing audio performance from them, but they are very convenient, and they sound like they're pretty affordable from what you're saying. So I hadn't looked at their website anytime recently, but that sounds pretty good. Yeah, they have a lot of the popular products that people like now, Bluetooth speakers and things like that. So pretty cool.
Hey, Art, that says it's handcrafted wood speakers.
Thanks, John.
A little handcrafted.
I'm going to save this website.
Hey Art, do you have your studio monitor? Is it called a Rocket or a Rokit?
Well, Rocket, right? Rocket, or, well, I guess, yeah, it is missing a letter, so Rokit, right? The Rokit 8 or Rocket 8. Yeah, I think they say rock. They're just taking the C out.
Yeah, that's a good looking speaker. I'm looking at it right now.
Yeah, that's what Richard picked up on as well. He's got the setup, the 10-inch woofer and all that good stuff. Man, it makes it's unreal. When you guys are, strong signals, got the audio going, it sounds great.
Yeah, the speakers are good. I've got these, the PreSonus, the 3.5 Iris. They make a bigger one, an 8. I might look into that, a little bit bigger.
Yeah, I kind of prefer, I don't like to go anything smaller than an 8-inch for me, personally. But I'm just used to having an 8-inch speaker in front of me all the time. If you could go a little larger, that's not bad, but an 8, I think, is like the, almost like the ideal size.
That's what she said.
That's what she said.
I knew that was coming.
Oh, man, the whole world's saying that.
Oh, my God.
I couldn't do it. I told me to take it easy earlier.
I left myself wide open for that one.
That's also what she said. Good morning, Matt. Well, I'm wrong. I'm running the 3.5. These things are friggin' tiny. And guys, Matt has his live stream up right now. The audio on it sounds very, very good. All legitimate, real sounding audio.
Hey, Art, is it blasphemous to be running JBL studio monitors with a Folk audio sub?
Nah. Well, it all depends, Paul. If you're, for doing the fidelity stuff, like, right now I tightened it up. I noticed a lot of us were just doing the 3K at the moment. There's a group down below. But man, when we, open things up past 4, go out to 5, 6 KC, and get the audio going, the bass, all that stuff, the mics and all the high fidelity stuff, it makes a difference, man. When you listen wide, when you go out to 7 or 8K and listen that wide, man, you really hear it with a good speaker system.
Oh, yeah, I know.
All right, there's 3K for you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Listen to that.
Would you like some fries with that, sir?
That's my basic 3K also.
Hey, Doug, will you supersize that for me?
Oh, this doesn't sound like McDonald's. Come on. I EQ'd this one.
No.
Actually, it sounds rather good.
I'll tell you, 3K is the hardest profile for me to EQ. It always is.
Imagine a seesaw, and you have low frequency on one side of it, and you have high frequency on the other side of the seesaw. The trick is to keep the seesaw flat and level, where you don't put too much highs on one end of that seesaw or not too much lows on the other end, otherwise it'll tip over.
Yep, and that's, I guess because the seesaw is shorter, it's harder to balance.
Hence the Bart Simpson haircut.
Huh?
Yep, well, we've all got a little Bart going on there.
The way the pan adapter looks, Paul, with the 3KC pocket, Bart Simpson haircut.
Yeah, it does look like that.
Hey, now, the person that wanted to go to the Atom speakers, now those are beautiful speakers, but if money's no object and you really want to go nuts, take a look at the Focal monitors. Well, those are just built to a very high standard, and they actually make their own drivers from scratch. That cone that you see in a Focal, that weird-looking marbleized gray, that is a custom-made cone that they engineered and make themselves. They are very, very nice, very high quality, accurate, high power, great dynamic range, incredible frequency response, and of course, the other part of it is like most modern studio monitors, they have a built-in amplifier, which is also built to a very high standard in those. So, yeah, I mean, that's why I said if you could bump up to that level, you'd be surprised at what that kind of performance delivers. KC2QMA.
1,500 for the 6.5 inch.
Hey, Doug, it's only money.
Okay, I caught both of those, and yeah, I agree, Art. Yeah, having that set up definitely it can be earth-shaking. And yeah, the other gentleman, the Infinity, yeah, the IRS 5s, right? Wouldn't we all love to have a pair of those? Okay. I don't know. I don't really have a specific favorite, but I certainly I like some of the old JBL and Electro Voice designs as far as American speakers, and I like ADS European speakers. Those are nice as well, but for old stuff anyway. All right, guys, I'm going to have to get rolling here pretty soon. It is my wife's birthday, and we're going to go out and celebrate.
Is she like my wife, John, 39 and holding?
And
going down.
Yeah, my wife's going to be 70 coming January, and she said everything went downhill when she hit 50. That's when all her medical stuff started to pop up again.
All right, John, have a great day. And happy birthday to your wife. That's great. Yeah, enjoy, have fun, great weekend from N4QNT.
Have a good day, John, and happy birthday to Mrs. QMA.
Take her out dancing, John, VA3KBC.
You know, probably this evening on the other one, on the other frequency.
All right, 73, John. Have a beautiful weekend. Take care.
How's the weather there, Doug? Are you getting hit yet?
We're 50 degrees. It's going to just be cloudy all day. It rained last night. We're not going to really be that wet this weekend, just cloudy and maybe a little drizzle here and there. And then it's supposed to get blustery on Monday.
Yeah, it's all gone to the north of you, that's why.
Wow, conditions really suck still. You guys, I hear all you're fine, but DJ, you're like S9, maybe 5 over.
Yeah, and I've got the beam kind of pointed towards you too, so it's just bad conditions. It's noisy too. And a bit warbly. I got this zoop, 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 zoop.
Yeah, I hear that too. All right, I don't think anyone's below us anymore. KB2 UKA.
Yeah, you can see on the waterfall pan adapter that signals are not that strong.
No, and there's, well, let me zoom out here. I think there's relatively few of them.
Yep, time for me to bail out here. Get the day started, and we'll catch up later, guys. Have a great day. 7-3 all from N4QNT.
All right, 73 Art. I'll catch you later tonight. We'll see how I'm hitting you on 80 with this height.
7-3 Art. I'm going to go too. My stomach's growling, so it's time to get some nourishment. Victor Alpha 3 Kilo Bravo Charlie. I'm going to go QRT.
And let's make it a hat trick. I'm gone too. KB2 UKA clear.
Holy macaroni.
Boy, everybody's leaving. What the
Yeah.
Take care, Paul. We'll catch up later. Have a good day.
All right, Art.
Go get some pea meal. I'll cook some pea meal for you, Art, or for you, Paul.
All right, later, Paul, and hi and bye, Eddie. I hear you in there. Take care, guys.
Feed. Oh yeah, I forgot. We'll turn the frequency to normal wing nut use. Have fun.
All right, we'll see you later, Art. N4FUX.
Do you mean you're releasing the frequency? You're giving it up?
Well, do you hear anybody talking?
Yeah, you're giving up the frequency for normal amateur radio use. Whatever the heck that means. Good day, everybody. AB2BW. We hereby relinquish control of the frequency.
Attention, all planets of the Solar Federation. We have assumed control.